Hi everyone, my name is Sushant. I am a PhD student at SimlaMed in Norway. Today I will be talking about our recent work, Kvasir-VQA X1, a multimodal dataset for medical reasoning and robust MedVQA in gastrointestinal endoscopy. So let's begin. Over the last few years, vision language models have really changed the way we approach biomedical AI. These models combine images with text, which is exactly how doctors work. Doctors don't just look at an image, they also rely on reports, notes, and reasoning. But in gastrointestinal, the datasets we have had so far are quite small and they don't really capture the complexity or the messiness of real clinical cases. That's the problem we want to tackle. Our starting point was Kvasir-VQA. This dataset has around 6,500 endoscopy images covering classes like normal, esophagitis, polyp instruments, and so on. Each image comes with expert annotated question answer pairs. The questions are of different types yes or no, multiple choices about colors, locations, and even numerical counts. This was a good step, but it was still too small and it didn't capture higher level reasoning. For Kvasir-VQA X1, we extended the Kvasir-VQA dataset. The new dataset has around 65,000 question answer pairs spanning 18 clinical categories. We stratified the questions into three different reasoning complexity. So some are atomic questions in the simpler version, while other require deeper clinical reasoning. Large language model LLMs were used to help us generate new question answers by combining the old question answer pairs from Kvasir-VQA and also check for correctness to make sure they align with the real questions annotated by doctors. You can see the complexity levels of questions in the given table. So on the top row, it's the simple complexity with complexity level 1. So it's atomic question. It acts about a simple single aspect. But in complexity level 3, in the bottom of this table, we can see that it acts about very complex things. So there are complex aspects. There are different aspects in the questions. It acts about three different aspects. So it will be difficult for a model to give the correct answer for all those three aspects at once. So this is what we wanted to have in our data set, and we designed two evaluation tracks, one for normal VQA tasks, that is standard visual question answering, and the other one was to test robustness under image perturbations like blur, occlusion, or color jitter. So our dataset is both bigger and closer to what happens in real practice. Our goal here is to build a benchmark that feels closer to real medical practice and is more challenging for models. We created over 160,000 question answer pairs covering 18 different clinical areas. The questions are designed in different level of difficulty, so models need to handle both simple and complex reasoning. To evaluate answers, we use a structured process with large language models that looks at each part of the generated answer, compares them with the real answer, and marks it right or wrong. We tested state-of-art models like MedGamma and Coin 2.5 VL, both public and fine-tuned checkpoints, and the fine-tuning was done on our dataset. And we saw that after fine-tuning, the models had big performance gains. The performance was evaluated across 18 different question categories, each marked as an axis in this data plot. We have five different model variants just here. So let's see. In the innermost, we have red color, that is for Gamma 3 4 billion model. So it has the worst performance. And the light blue color is Med Gamma. So it has a bit better performance than Gamma 3, but not that good. Although it was model released by Google for medical tasks, it didn't do good. Surprisingly, Coin 2.5 VL, that is 7 billion parameter, it is in purple color and it did fine, it did better than MedGamma. And then we fine-tune MedGamma and Coin 2.5. The one you see on the outer with green color is MedGamma fine-tune one. It did far better than without fine-tuning. And Coin 2.5 VL 7B on the outer side with orange color, it did really great. It was the best one, and the accuracy jumped from about 30 to 40% for public checkpoint all the way up to 85 to 90% for the fine-tuned variants. And the best one on the outer side, our orange color, so it's Coin 2.5 VL. When it was fine-tuned on our dataset, it reached the highest accuracy at around 90%. So this was what we figure out from the evaluation. We also noticed something interesting. The medium complexity questions in complexity level 2 were actually more easier for model than to answer than the simple ones. So it was quite puzzling. It suggests that the reasoning, or having to answer a bit longer, helps the model focus better and give right answer. So it was kind of sweet spot for like synthetic data set generation. So you cannot make it more complex because it will be difficult for the model to answer. But also, if it is very simple, if it is very atomic, the answers won't be that right. But if it is in between, then it is better. So that's what we figure out. And finally, models trained with augmentations also showed strong robustness when we tested them on noisy or perturbated images. So in the table here, you can see that on the top, above, we have the images on normal image set, normal validation set, and on the bottom we have images with augmented uh, validation set, and the performance are almost similar. So this shows that these models are quite robust to augmentations. And Dataset is also used for ongoing medieval Medico 2025 challenge. So you can scan the QR to check our challenge here. So you can see that here we are showing the current leaderboard for VQA task using our dataset. So you can find us at Media Eval in Dublin next month if you are there. So to summarize, Kvasir-VQA X1 is a large-scale dataset that pushes medical VQA closer to clinical reality. It challenges models not only to be accurate but also to be reliable under real-world conditions. The datasets and the code we use for fine-tuning and evaluations are openly available at GitHub and Hugging Face. You can scan the QR on the screen to reach the GitHub repository. So since this talk is pre-recorded, I want to be able to take live questions from you, but I would be very happy to continue the discussions by email. You can reach me at sushant@simula.no as shown on screen. So thank you everyone for listening. I would also like to sincerely thank the organizers for their efforts and congratulate them on successful iterations of DEMI workshop this year on MICCAI. And to everyone attending in South Korea, Hangung Eso Zone Sigan Bonesoyo, Gamsamida.